This is the Dyno 650C from Nanlux. It's a powerful RGBW LED panel with quite some light output. With a CRI and TLCI of 95, this panel is ready for higher-end productions and rivals the well-known RSky panel. The Dyno 650C is built like a tank and looks like a Sears unit, coming in at 15.8 kilograms, and that's just the fixture. The color temperature ranges from 2700 all the way up to 20,000 Kelvin, and you also get a full spectrum of RGB light as well as customizable effects and gorgeous soft light. So the question is this beast of a panel any good? The Dyno 650C from Nanlux is built very well with a robust aluminum body and reinforced edges to protect the panel where it's probably most likely to take damage. Your mounting option is a 28mm yoke junior pin that fits on a standard light stand. The power supply is 48 volts DC or 100 up to 240 volts AC. That means in theory you could run this puppy on an array of very powerful V-mount batteries. However, for this review I just used the normal AC power plug-in in the wall. The user interface is sleek, modern and very smooth to use, and the big buttons make adjustments very simple and easy. You have a minimalistic and clean menu where you can change the settings to your liking. In the CCT mode you can adjust the color temperature anywhere from 2700 up to 20,000 Kelvin, and you can also adjust magenta or green color shifts. One thing that is really clever though is when you press the 3 buttons you get access to quick functions. On the dim button you can quickly turn the light on and off, and I think that's super useful, especially if like your power adapter is like a couple meters away from you or somewhere where you don't have access to. If you press the color temperature button you get access to very commonly used Kelvin settings, for instance like tungsten at 3200 Kelvin or midday at 5600 Kelvin. And if you press the magenta green rotating button it quickly resets your color shift corrections to 0. And as you can see, the attention to details is what makes this panel so much fun to use. In the HSI mode you can change the color of the panel according to hue, saturation and intensity. And I think this mode comes in very clutch when you use different lights from the same manufacturer. This leads us to the next mode, the X and Y coordinates or RGBW mode, where you can enter coordinates or RGBW values. The option to enter X and Y coordinates is something you usually find in higher end panels, and naturally the Dyno 650C has this on board as well. Using the X and Y coordinates I tried matching a Dyno 650C to a RSky panel S60C, and it turns out the light colors are virtually identical and indistinguishable. In the gel mode, you can combine a big selection of gels with either 3200 Kelvin tungsten or 5600 Kelvin midday light color temperature. And the effects mode is where things get funky and fun. You have the following effects: hue loop, CCT loop, int loop, which probably stands for interval loop, flash, pulse, storm, police car, TV, paparazzi, candle, fire, disco, bad bulb, firework, explosion and welding. And there are a lot of ways you can customize these effects to fit your scene. Actually, I haven't seen any other light with this level of customization on board. You can tweak, adjust and fine-tune your effects and even combine some settings with each other. So if you didn't get an epileptic seizure with the strobe effect already, you can now combine this with an RGB hue loop. Nanlux claims to have a CRI and a TLC average of about 95. I did some testing on this using a Sekonic C800, and here you have my testing results. Since the panel has a wide beam angle of about 160 degrees, you can flood entire rooms with light. I've used the Dyno 650C on a music video shot the other weekend, and we could basically flood the entire club just using one of these panels. At B&H, the Dyno 650C is currently listed at around $3,600, and in Switzerland, where I come from, you pay about roughly 3,800 francs before VAT. That's probably equivalent of, like quick math, $4,300, and I think this is very affordable for a panel with this quality and line output. Now, given that this panel rivals the RE SkyPanel S60C, which is almost twice the price of the Dyno 650C, in theory, the Dyno should be an absolute no-brainer. However, I think the Dyno 650C will have a tough time competing against the establishment because the filmmaking industry trusts in an age-old mantra, never change a running system. Nevertheless, I see this panel making a lot of sense for production companies and small rental houses who are ready for innovations. Because at the end of the day, the Dyno 650C from Nanlux delivers a lot. And I think that should be the only thing that matters. If you like this video, it would mean a lot to me if you left a like, a comment, or a subscription. Until then guys, keep creating, and I see you guys in the next video. Cut!